Hey all, how are you? I was just packing up some tackle tonight and I thought, well, it's probably about time that I did an update vid on all the mods that I've done to that crate. This is the crate that I'm talking about, the Wilderness Krate. And I thought, well, what I'll do is, I know I've done some other videos on this and reviews and unboxings and so on when I first got it, and I've had it quite a while now. It'll be at least 4 years, and I use it all the time, and it sits in the back of my car, and I even use it when I'm going bank fishing. I just put stuff in there that I want to take. So I thought I'd run through with you how I've got the crate set up. So we'll start at the outside of it. So importantly, because I use it in different kayaks, the way I'll set the crate up is so that it can be mounted lengthways in the kayak, or it can be mounted sideways. And I've got it set up with 5 rod tubes, and I've done that quite deliberately so that I can set the rods up however I want them, depending on how I've got it laid out in the kayak. You'll notice that I've got some of the rod tubes set up high, and I've got some of them set down low. And this really depends on how I have it orientated in the kayak. For example, these ones are set low, and if I've got it sitting sideways in the kayak behind the seat, so that if there's no rods in them, I don't get any interference when I open up the lid. I'm not having to reach over stuff. Mods and hacks that I've done to the Wilderness Krate. Well, for starters, nothing there other than I've added a sticker. So typically all I put up the top here is hooks, spare pair of glasses, mosquito zapper, so if you get a mosquito bite, first aid kit, sunblock and insect repellent, permanent markers including a UV one, D-hook tool. That's pretty much all I ever carry up the top there. Okay, so the other obvious thing that I've done to it is these things. So all the rod tubes, I've fitted hooks on bungee cord to them, and they're there, and they clip over either the rod shaft or the reel handle, and they're there as a safety so that the rods don't get hooked up on a tree or my lure or whatever and get thrown overboard. And if you've never had that happen to you, trust me when I tell you, it does happen. On my Facebook page, Rod and Paddle, I do have a breakdown on there that shows you how to do this, but it's quite simple. Alright, moving around the front, got a mesh bag, one of the Wilderness mesh bags attached there, scent, sometimes it's up in there, and when my gloves are dry they go into there. When I'm drying my gloves, I put them onto a rod tube like this and sit them in my back of the back of my car. That dries the gloves out, and when they're dry they just go in the mesh bag there. I've got the 2 rod tubes that are set lower. On this rod tube here, I've got a knife in case I'm spiking the fish, killing the fish, or whatever I'm doing. I use cam straps to hold this down in whatever kayak I'm putting it in. So there's one on each corner. I've got a Wilderness mesh bag there, and I've got my larger pair of pliers that's got a line cutter on it, as well as a split ring to an expander cord so that I can't lose them. So that's what I do there. That's all pretty simple. As I said, cam strap and so on. So inside, that's 4 spools of leader. So at the moment I'm only running one of the mesh bags. Sometimes I take them out completely. What I do is I've got my tackle tray set up like this, and they're clearly labelled what they are. I've got a whole bunch of them sitting up over here, and what I do is I make these up before I go out, depending on what I'm fishing for or where I'm going. and I put them in there, and that way when I'm leaning over from this direction or this whichever direction, I can quite clearly see what I've labelled them with. So it makes it very easy. So for tomorrow morning I'm going fishing for bass and brim and flathead, those sorts of fish, so I'm not taking anything super large with me. That sits in there, so that's my junk drawer that goes under my seat, so when I'm finished with the lure it goes in there, I bring it back and I wash it, and that just sits in my kayak. So that's pretty much how I've modified and set up my Wilderness Systems tackle crate. I find it's like hugely useful. It's never broken, nothing on it has ever broken. The thing gets rolled around in the back of my truck because sometimes I forget to strap it down, and it's been fantastic. Very, very adaptable. This is like it's probably its fourth or fifth iteration of how I do it. Sometimes I do move the rod tubes around and change things. They're very easy and quick to get on and off, and I've been using it now for at least 4 years. And one thing I can tell you, I'm not about to change. I'm not about to get rid of it. I love the thing. So if you want to know about the Wilderness Tackle Crate, I do have a video set up on the channel from when I first got it, but this is it now, and you can see all the scuff marks and everything in it. And like I said, sometimes I forget to strap it down in the back of my truck and it goes rolling around. It's a pretty tough bit of kit, and I've never broken a thing. For those of you that are interested, you're tackle junkies and you're interested in how you set up storage systems and so on your kayaks, I hope you've enjoyed the video. See you later.